The 2008 presidential election was such a landslide. I think we should put it into perspective by seeing what happens if we shift it over. I want to do 10%, but I'm going to do the margins that Jackson G provided with me with first. Usually in an election, if you shift the nation 5% in the way of the loser, they'll win. 2024, if you take these 82 electoral votes and give them to Kamala Harris and shift the nation over 5 points, then Kamala Harris wins. In 2020, if you take these 81 votes, of 79 votes won by Biden, and give them to Trump, then Trump wins the election in 2020. 2016, if you take these 102 electoral votes that Trump won, gave them to Hillary Clinton, she wins the election. 2012 is the other exception. If you take these 60 votes, they're not quite enough to give Romney the victory, as he still loses 272 to 226. But the next state, Pennsylvania and Colorado, both at 5.4, they'd be the next two states in line. So it would be close, and 6% will be enough to shift the nation over. This also had the thing where the tipping point state was less than the popular margin, seeing as the popular margin came down to around 4%. And if the Democrats lost 4% of support, then he still would have won. 2004, if you give these 46 votes over to Kerry, he does win the election. Take 252, add 46 to them, and it becomes 298. 2000, if you just give this to Gore, he wins. And then 51 votes on top of that, 76 votes, and yeah, Gore swamps Bush. 96 was another example, but even in 1992, give these 108 votes over to Bush, and he does take the election over Clinton. So 96 is the only other example since 2000, except for 2008, where this happened. We're going to use 2008 and put it into perspective as to what would have happened. This is being annoying. Okay. So let's say that you shift the nation over 5% towards over Republicans. The 74 electoral votes go to Barack Obama. Guess what, though? He's still chilling. Take these 74 votes away, he still has 291. Add these 74 to McCain, only at 247. He does not win. And not only that, but the tipping point state just for a split is still 4% in Obama's favor. Whereas to outright win it, it's still 4.5% in Barack Obama's favor. Meanwhile, shift the vote over 5% for the Democrats, not a whole lot changes. Only Missouri and Montana change. So you're only actually giving them 16 electoral votes. It will make it 381 to 157. I can do math. But you could see, North Carolina, Indiana, Ohio, Florida, Nebraska, 2nd District, they were not enough to give him the election. And you still have, I know Virginia's a Democratic state now, but you have traditionally Republican states, such as Virginia and also Colorado. I know is a Democratic stronghold now, but these traditionally Republican states, like, you still have them. You still have these traditionally Republican states voting Democrat. A 15% shift, and yes, Obama does lose. But he still has 211 electoral votes. It's still close-ish. I can't do math. McCain only has 327 under the scenario where you shift it. This also means that Virginia, Colorado, Iowa, New Hampshire, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Maine second, Nevada, and Wisconsin all vote for the Republicans. Meaning that states like Michigan, which voted for Trump in 2016 and 2024, and New Mexico, which Bush won in 2004, both these states still vote for Democrats on a 15% shift. And the tipping point state in favor of McCain is only 6%, even with this monumental shift. Take 15% away from McCain, though, and Obama has 472 electoral votes. The only states that McCain would win is Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska's 3rd district. He wouldn't even win Nebraska at large. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Those are the only states that McCain wins, and Alaska. Does not win a single other state. Usually, a 15% shift in favor of one direction wouldn't cripple them this much, but in this case it does. Whereas, well, yeah. But 2008, 15% shift Obama is still competitive, 15% shift the other way, and McCain is crippled. And some of these states have been solid Republican in every election since. Trying to think here. Like the Dakotas have been safe Republican every election since. But yeah, in 2008, 8.6, 8.4. I can't really think of any other states specifically, just because, South Carolina was closed for the last few years. Georgia wound up voting Democrat, so did Arizona. Kansas got close in 2020. Missouri and Indiana were close, but then they weren't safe until 2016. Same for Montana. I don't know. But it just feels weird. Shift to 10%, and, Obama's loss is a very close loss. Shift it 9.3%, and it's a deadlock tie. That's a 9.3 shift. Shifted the 9.3% the other way, and now Georgia, South Dakota, Arizona, North Dakota, South Carolina, Nebraska's first. Oh, gone. Actually, no, not Nebraska's first, but still. Just, it was crazy.